Good morning. Good morning. We're just getting tech all set up here. Good morning and welcome to Discover Simplified Secrets to Nourish, Rejuvenate, and Redefine Your Path to Optimal Health Harmony virtual event. We're going to get started this morning bright and early. So thank you for those who are joining live and for those who will be watching the replay. I am excited for your journey today, as well as tomorrow, a two-part event. I am very excited for all of the speakers and experts who are going to be joining us today and tomorrow. Some world-renowned, just fabulous women who have experienced some of their own health journeys and really discovered a new path to living, and not just operating from a place of survival, but really thriving through diagnosis of, MS, breast cancer, endometriosis, fibroids, really feeling clueless with the medical system, the traditional medical system, and not really getting answers. So we have come together to collaborate and move other women forward in their health journey. So I'm super excited. We'll kind of start off with a little bit of introduction on how the summit, how the day goes, and jump into a presentation by me today to kick off today. So I will be exploring some of the most profound relationships between fitness and leadership today, and how investing in your health can be the catalyst for transforming every other life in your area, not just your physical shape or how you look to others, but how you're actually showing up in your life, your career, your family, and really going after the goals in life, not just a physical shape or how you appear. So let's embark on this journey together today. I'm very excited. So before we get started, I will just introduce myself. I am Kaneesha Willer, the owner of WILLpower Fitness and the host of this event. I recently developed TOM, the time optimization method for taking back control of your health through fitness, nutrition, and that leadership component. I help busy shift workers optimize their time by shedding 10 to 15 pounds in just 90 days. Without giving up any of their favorite sweets or those much enjoyable adult beverages, and without any information overload or sacrificing any additional time with their family that they already don't have, so that they can show up as strong, confident leaders for their career, for their family, and really for themselves and what they want out of life. So welcome. The rest of the day, the speakers will be coming on at about the top of every hour. So if you are here from registering for the event, all of that information will be in your email as far as when the speakers are coming on. There is a time frame, 10 and 10:30 Pacific Standard Time, where they are back to back every half hour instead of on the hour. So this Zoom link will be open to come and go as you please. I recommend just leaving your Zoom on. For those of you who are joining live, you're welcome to keep your cameras off. Just stay logged in during intermission, because as soon as the speaker arrives, we will get going at the top of the hour. And so you don't want to miss any information with coming in and out of the room. So each of the guest speakers are offering something at no cost to all of today's participants. So stay tuned until the end of their interview with me, because you won't want to miss whatever they're offering. There are quite a few very juicy, no cost benefits to what they're offering. So I will also be offering a never offered bonus for Tom at the end of this. So be sure to stay tuned. I'm just super excited to get going. So let's jump in and really kind of set the stage for understanding the problems that we might be facing as women, especially when it comes to our fitness, nutrition, and overall leadership. So ladies, I want to take a moment and reflect on your journey so far. So I'm just going to take kind of a pause and invite you to take a deep breath and check in with yourself this morning. Breathe in, exhale it, and really think of how many of you who are here today watching live, present in the room, or those of you who are watching on replay, those of you who know someone or have someone close to you that have experienced the struggles with your health, their health, watching someone struggle with their health, feeling disempowered, really lacking confidence, not showing up as their best, just not showing up in life. And when someone's feeling that way or showing up that way, how do you see them? Probably in their greatness that they don't see, that they don't know that they're experiencing, because there's something in the way. And so perhaps you or someone you know has poured their heart out into caring for everyone else, which means leaving little room for your own self-care. And what's the result? What have you experienced? Is it the burnout, exhaustion, lingering feeling of unfulfilled potential? How's that showing up for you? How's that showing up for others in your life? And generally, we all carry these limiting beliefs, those voices in our heads that are telling us what we can't do, what we're not capable of. These beliefs that hold us back and prevent us from really stepping into our true leadership potential. And again, really stepping into that greatness that we have inside of us that maybe others see, but we've got a block and we're not seeing it. We're not tapping into it. And so I challenge you today as you listen here with me this morning and throughout the rest of the day, as you hear from these other speakers, really challenge the beliefs that you have walking in the door. And I challenge you to really shatter them and replace them with a mindset of possibility and abundance. And today, really focus in on how do you get to break free from old habits and trauma? How do you get to truly transform your life? And where are you willing to go that you haven't been before? So my challenge for you as you go through today and tomorrow is to show up challenging those old habits and trauma. And I invite you to dig deep, take a deep dive into your mindset and see how it's affecting your choice, your action, and ultimately the outcomes and results that we're creating. Detaching from any sort of emotional relationship with the outcome or the result. And really understand, look at it objectively and understand, how did we generate it? How did we create it? Understand the power of shifting our mindset and embracing a new way of thinking. One that empowers us to conquer these obstacles. So as you're here and you're listening today, I'm very excited for the journey that you get to embark, that you get to participate in, and challenge you to be open to, why did you show up today? And where do you get to shift? What are you going to take away from today and apply into your life and step into your leadership? The leadership within your career, your family, maybe a personal relationship. So give me just 1 second because I do have a speaker who just came on. So give me 1 second here. And we are having lots of people funnel in this morning. So welcome, welcome, welcome to everyone who's just jumping in. We're just getting started. Okay, thank you for that quick little break, quick little pause there. So again, for those who are just jumping on, we're really just starting out with a pulse check this morning, taking that deep breath and really just checking in with why are you here and where do you get to go today? And my challenge to those who are just coming into the room is to be open, willing to challenge your beliefs coming into the room and challenge the beliefs that have been holding you back up until now. Because where do you get to go? How do you get to shift from survival to thriving in your life? And at any time, if you have any feedback or want to share a story, you're welcome to share that in the chat. If you have any questions, I will definitely get to those and address them at the end. So let's jump into provoking some need to change, right? The reason that many of us are here, the reasons that many of us have joined this event, really take a minute to imagine for a moment what it would feel like to wake up every day with boundless energy, a sense of purpose, that unwavering confidence. Imagine being the best version of yourself and really making a profound impact on your family, your career, and your relationships with anyone, your romantic relationships, your friend relationships, stranger relationships, impacting the world by just going to the grocery store. Now, think about where you really are in life, the contrast, where in reality, feeling stuck, unfulfilled, maybe held back by areas of your health or mindset. And as I've already mentioned down deep, the greatness that's within you, each one of you possess the qualities of a true leader. You have the strength, you have the resilience, you have the determination. But up until now, it's oftentimes life's challenges that overshadow those qualities or get in the way of us believing it. How many of you have that limiting belief of, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough? How many of you have had that little voice in the back of your head that says, don't do it, don't go for it, it didn't work out last time, you're not good enough? It is time to reclaim your power, ladies, to reignite that fire that's really, truly within you and lead yourself towards a life that you have only dreamt of and you get to create going forward. So thank you for being here and taking the first step on that journey, being open to it. I invite you to keep challenging yourself today. And the ripple effect that you will have from doing so by really investing, taking today, tomorrow, moving forward with any one of our speakers, including myself, investing in your own well-being to not only transform your life, your internal operations, but to become a catalyst for positive change with everyone around you. Those colleagues, community members, programs that you have yet to develop, relationships that are just waiting for you to break through. Your transformation becomes the beacon of hope for others, the inspiration of those who are watching and looking up to you. When you show up, they will show up. So let's dig into how do we unleash that leadership potential? How do we unleash that greatness that's within us? Well, one of my favorite aspects is embracing fitness as a foundation. Tony Robbins talks about this so frequently. Mel Robbins talks about this. Really a pillar, a foundation, the fundamental basis of leadership, personal development, owning how you show up in the world is fitness. Leading yourself to an outcome, leading yourself through the trials of a fitness journey, whether that's getting strong, losing weight, merely just a recomposition of your body. Fitness is the true cornerstone of personal transformation. It empowers you physically, mentally, emotionally. And by incorporating this regular fitness into your life, you tap into a source of energy and vitality that really propels you forward towards any of your goals, empowers you to overcome challenges, and inspires you to embrace new possibilities. Because who wants to live with limitations? I know I don't. I want to live in abundance and possibility and opportunity. And regular exercise helps us by strengthening our bones, our muscles, our cardiovascular system, our mental health, driving every time that we go to lift weights or go run, walk, bike, play at the playground with our kids. However that exercise looks like, being able to move our body and feel empowered by that. Exercise releases the endorphins in our body, improving our mood and reducing the feelings of stress and anxiety. And when we incorporate that routine into our life, we boost our self-confidence. We boost our self-esteem. We create this resiliency that starts to show up throughout life. We create consistency and discipline. Who needs a little bit of that in all areas of their life, not just with their bodies? But it starts with us. Exercise helps our sleep quality, helps us to increase our energy and productivity throughout the day. I love to do my workouts first thing in the morning because I get that boost of energy. I don't need any sort of caffeine or extra energy drink or anything to accelerate my energy and productivity that is in the rest of my whole day. Just by getting up, moving my body, pushing it to new limits. And who doesn't want to feel that sense of accomplishment and satisfaction, helping to overall improve our well-being, how we look, how we're showing up in life, giving us opportunities to socialize and connect with one another who share interests, similar interests, who want bigger things in life than our history or our past. And I love it because this is a women's event. And again, it has brought you here into the same room with so many like-minded women who are wanting health, leadership, solutions, answers, to no longer be held back by limitation, to break through whatever has been holding them back. And so here you are, collaborating, networking, having an opportunity to share space with other women just like you. And as we will progress and talk throughout the day with all the other speakers, how exercise is shown to reduce risk of chronic disease, have effects on diabetes, cancers, all of the speakers today have had their own personal journeys with their health. And in some way, they have taken control of it by fitness, nutrition, what they're pouring into their body, where they're setting boundaries to be a stand for their self-care. So let's jump into nutrition, how we nourish our body, how we nourish our mind. Not only does exercise move us forward, but so does all of our nutrition and what we put into our body. All of last week, it was so interesting for me to sit down with clients and new leads that are interested in really taking control of their health, who have been a part of this diet culture, under eating, not fueling their bodies with energy, the fuel that our body needs. Nutrition is a key component in all of our health journeys. And you'll see that. You'll see that from a woman who was diagnosed with MS and has lived with that diagnosis, thriving as if she never even had it. A woman who holistically cared for herself after receiving a breast cancer diagnosis and is cancer-free. Nutrition is such a key component to our health and how we feel and how we show up and our overall well-being. So we get to choose wholesome, nutrient-dense foods, really optimize our ability to create energy, enhance our mental clarity, improve our moods. Ladies, who doesn't want to be in a better mood? I know that I do. And it brings a foundation to our focus and our resilience in all things that we do, whether you're running a business, you're a stay-at-home mom, you're going and working in the corporate world, whatever it is. How are you showing up? And some of the ways that can really support a foundation of nutrition, really supporting you fueling your body, is eating a balanced diet, truly getting the fuel that you need. How many of you are forgetting to eat in a day? As a shift worker, I know I was there. And when you fuel your body, again, it's just like fitness. It impacts your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health. Improves brain function, memory, concentration. Reduces symptoms of depression and anxiety. Well, but Kaneesha, I actually have a problem with emotional eating. Well, there's a solution for that. Tapping into your leadership, letting go of some of those past traumas and the history that's holding you back. Understanding, where did that relationship with food really come from? What started that? You know, I had a client one time that told me, and she's like, since I was 5, my dad had me on had me eating the like nutrition bars, the healthy nutrition bars. I was like, you were 5. Why were you eating nutrition bars instead of whole foods? Well, we have a lack of education, lack of understanding, and that's okay. But we get to shift. We get to show up, focus on our health, focus on getting answers to create that better relationship, let go of the old stories, how we grew up, the trauma that has affected us that we may not even be aware to. So going back to nutrition, how when we eat nutrient-dense foods, it provides us the vitamins, the minerals, all of those macronutrients, a protein, a carb, a fat, how they affect our hormones, our enzymes, proper organ functioning. And ladies, we are not getting any younger, but we can take care of ourselves by what we put into it so that we're not aging it more quickly than it needs to. Really showing up to keep our youth, to feel good. Like when you're miserable, who wants to be around that? Nobody. So you moms, wives, coworkers, business owners, you get to thrive, fuel your bodies. And so let's shift gears just a little bit from fitness and nutrition and tap into our leadership. How does that show up? What does that look like? Well, it comes back to that goal setting and accountability. Setting goals and making it an essential part of how we transform. The power of declaration. And I'll go back to what we generate and create. We get to be responsible for the results that we are producing. And so when we set these goals and we are accountable to them, what do we have to lose but to achieve them? It's what we set out for. And when we declare and choose these goals and we hold ourselves accountable, it's the start of our transformation. Seeing what's possible. Being in completion energy. How many of you, like me, have promoter energy that's like shiny object? Going on to the next thing. I didn't complete that. Didn't finish that. I have that project that I wish that I got to. Or maybe the ones who are so focused, the people that are like so detailed and they only have like that one track, that one goal, and they're so hyper focused on it that they forget to live in every other area of their life, or to go bigger and maybe have 5 things that they want to accomplish, 5 things that they want to create. So really tapping into that goal setting and really showing up accountable for who do I get to be to get there? What's it going to take? Really setting the intention and being committed. Goals give us the direction. Where are we headed? Without that, where are we going? How many of you feel lost purely because you don't even have a goal? You haven't even thought about it. Again, going back to the beginning of maybe you're one who has poured into everyone else and have totally forgotten yourself. Goals help keep us motivated because we know that we want to get somewhere. We know we have somewhere to go. Think of a road trip, a family vacation. If you didn't know where you were going, I mean, it could be an adventure. It could be fun. But generally, we know where we're going on vacation. And so it's creating the journey to get there. It's knowing where we're going. How do we get there? Setting all of the things up, right? Like, where are we driving? Are we flying? Where are we eating? Where are we staying? Setting it all up for us to get there to the destination. And that's the goal. That's the goal of life. And goals help us measure our progress. So when we set these specific measurable goals and we know where we're going, if we haven't gotten there, we have an opportunity to look objectively at that and say, well, what worked and what didn't? and get out of our own way, break some of those limiting beliefs, release the trauma that might be holding us back, really get under, well, why didn't that work? And where do I get to shift to create that result? Goals help you with your choices. And I love this because I will preface a choice, one that requires active participation and understanding of responsibility that you choose it, versus a decision, which is often that feeling of giving up, sacrificing, a one or the other, can't have both decision, versus a choice, living in abundance and being able to create both, to have both. And so goals help you understand, what are you actually choosing? Or are you making decisions? Are you sacrificing how to get there? And in turn, sacrificing your goal, your result, the outcome. Goals help you stay on budget. Setting up yourself with a priority, establishing where you get to focus, utilizing your resources for where it matters most to you. Who's ready to set some goals and seeing how that could be so crucial in your own personal transformation, or creating something you have yet to create, and where you get to set those goals and transform by showing up for them, going all in, which is part of cultivating a growth mindset. And when we start to lead ourselves efficiently, we begin to believe that we are capable of learning, improving, and overcoming any obstacles that come our way. We start to live in that abundance. We start to live in the possibility. We start to open the door of what's really out there. What are the opportunities that I am awarded, that are truly possible? And when we start to learn the strategies of reframing these setbacks, really changing it from a limitation to a possibility, a setback to an opportunity, really embrace the power of growth, really look for the opportunity to move forward, to excel, to create something new, to cause change in the world. We cultivate this self-compassion throughout that process, this confidence, this self-esteem, this beaming light, and people attract to that. And again, going back to the ripple effect, you begin to have a ripple effect in your immediate world, right? Like the people you sit down at the dinner table with, a ripple effect with people at work, the business that you own, the business that you're starting, the community events that you participate in, and taking advantage to move forward, being the example, being the permission for others, and to keep taking yourself on, to grow and seek out more opportunities rather than feeling restricted or sitting back, feeling like the world has been out to get you, or you haven't been able to accomplish something. Like take yourself on and challenge. Is the world really out to get you, or have you not been willing to go there with the world and take the world on? And it's a stretch. But I invite you to look at, what's your opportunity? What's the opportunity to see it from a possibility rather than a restriction or a limitation or something that's happening to you? and shift into that your vision gets to be bigger than any of the setbacks, any of the difficulties, any of those feelings that the world is out to get you, or that things have happened to you, or that you can't, or listening to that voice that says you're not good enough. Creating a vision that is for your family, for you, for your life, those goals that you set. Knowing that you'll do whatever it takes to get there. And not just in the here and now, next week, next month, next year, 5 years, 20 years. Because what is it really costing you right now? Why are you here? Let's go back to the beginning. Do a pulse check. Why are you here? What did you come here for? What's really been in the way? How's it been affecting you to not have control of your health, to not be leading yourself, to not be showing up as the powerful, confident, bold, courageous, passionate woman that you really are? What's it been costing you? And when we shift into responsible, where you're not taking responsibility, where you're not owning someone else's right or wrong, when you truly are being responsible for your actions and the consequences that come with that, consequences often have a negative connotation, but consequences are any result. So when you are in responsibility for your actions and the result that they create, being accountable for the choices that you make, being the leader of your life, it is a huge shift in power. It is a huge shift in confidence because you get to write your own story. You get to write the results that you wish to have, knowing that you get to be in action to create that result, that you have the power to shift out of that limitation, the scarcity, the limiting belief, and create it, to step into it, to cause it. And responsibility isn't about blame, shame, guilt, fault. It's not about the self beat up or attack, right? Like we're breaking through that. We're breaking through that limitation, that inner dialogue that's not working. And coming from a place of, how did I generate this? How did I cause this? What's working? What's not working? And when we're really willing to go there and objectively look at what's working, what's not working, who do I get to be to make it happen? We move through the limitation. We move through the barriers. We expand. We stretch that rubber band of possibility, of capability, of self-belief, confidence, esteem. And we tap into that resiliency, that discipline, that power, that commitment, that drive that is instinctively in us women to show up powerfully in this world. Because you all know there is a woman that you follow, that you look up to, that exudes the confidence that you wish you had. But it's already inside of you, and you get to tap into that, seeing that you are responsible for life. You have the power to declare, cause, and create with all that you do, what you say, how you show up. And really shift again from taking responsibility for someone else or something else and owning your action, your choices, being in responsibility of who you are and who you're showing up as. And it creates this distinct difference between motivation and discipline. Because motivation is that feeling, that emotion. It comes from a lot of different sources, but it's so quick to dissipate, to dissolve. That motivation goes away. How many of you have said, I'm going to work out, I'm going to go to that event, I'm going to do da 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 da. And by the time you get there, you're like, oh, I'm not really committed to that. Because that motivation dissipated. But the discipline that you have already inside of you, that you get to strengthen, it's like a muscle. And when you do this, when you live a life of fitness, and I'm not saying 24/7, 7 days a week, like, hello, I don't even do that. But when you live leading yourself, getting stronger, pushing your body to new limits, it's just like discipline. Discipline's just like strength, developing it, exercising it. And it involves developing these habits and routines that support your goals, just as we've already talked about, keep us on track and moving forward, developing the plan to really execute, the discipline of looking objectively at our results and how we created it, stepping out of that emotional realm, and really taking ourselves on to be consistent, to show up, to be committed, to be in committed action, not just doing it once and thinking that it's going to be the end all, not selling out to our excuses or reasons why not to, selling out to the emotions of, well, I'm tired today. Right? There's a difference of like taking care of your health and truly being exhausted by whatever's showing up in your life versus letting it be a limitation, having so much brain fog and disconnect from life and reality, right? There's a difference of tired there. And what's the game that you've been playing? Has it been the one that's been full of excuses, sitting back, not believing in yourself? And who do you get to be to shift that? To take yourself on and say, I am committed to creating a world, a life that I want to live in. A life that is abundant and joyful and creative for my family. One that I enjoy going to work. That's the difference between discipline and motivation. Discipline includes that action, that drive, that willingness to achieve it, to create it, to cause it, to be the leader for others, the example, the permission, the inspiration. Motivation is that dream, the hope, the thought, the wonder, the could be, the wanting. Discipline is so much more than that. It's the commitment to it. It's the power of wanting it so badly, there's nothing that gets to get in the way. And the most important part of all of this is the self-care, the importance of pouring into yourself. And again, going back to the beginning, maybe you're one who has poured into everyone else and you've hit that feeling of burnout, that feeling of, I can't go on anymore. I am tired. I am exhausted. Life has overrun me. It has shit on me. And I just can't handle the pressure anymore. It's a clear sign that you get to pour into you, that you get to prioritize your self-care, that it's not selfish to invest in yourself, that you get to replenish your energy, recharge your spirit, create sustainable lifestyles that support your well-being and where you want to go in this life. I created a reel the other day that we have 2 lives. And the second one, it begins when you realize that the first one is the only one you will truly have. So who do you get to be today to receive that you are worthy, that you are powerful, that you are strong, that you get to optimize who you be today, tomorrow, and the next day to create the results you want in life, to show up powerfully in your career, in your family. And as you listen to the speakers throughout today, I invite you to keep challenging that. And as you feel yourself with resistance or avoidance, or not remembering where you got off track or how that was created, really challenge yourself. What have you not been willing to look at up until now? And be willing to go there, to take yourself on, and to leave here today with some clear answers of, where do I want to go in life? How do I get to set up these goals? How do I get these answers? Not made wrong for feeling the way I do or expressing the symptoms that I have had. Because you'll hear from so many of the speakers in their own journeys where they were made wrong or told that they weren't experiencing what they were experiencing. And how unfair is that? And if you've been one of them, I invite you to tap into your voice, being okay asking for support, and knowing that you have an abundance of resources and other women leading the health space who can help navigate it with you. So as I bring this first session to close this morning, I want to remind you of your incredible potential. You have the power within you to be a leader. I already see you as leaders. Those of you who have stuck here today, who are showing up, who are here live, who are participating, you're already showing the characteristics of the leader that you are. You get to believe it. You get to see it. You get to tap into it. You have the power within you to cause leaders and those around you to be the leader of your health, your family, your career, your relationships. You get to prioritize your fitness, your nutrition, your dietary needs, shift your mindset, take committed action, and really unleash the true potential that lives inside of you to create fulfillment in all areas of your life. And no, it's not going to just be easy. It's not going to be the snap of a finger. But as I said, you have a community of support around you, the other like-minded women that are here. All of us experts, health professionals, leaders of this industry who are here to support you every step of the way. So I invite you to embrace the challenges, celebrate your victories, and always believe in yourself because you are capable of extraordinary things. I am excited to witness whatever transformation is in your future, the leadership roles that you get to become in your life, that you were born to fulfill. And I'd invite you to join me, to lock arms with me, and take yourself on, to own your potential, to become the leader that you showed up here to be today. And as I bring this to a close, as I promised, I am giving a never offered discounted rate to Tom that I just developed, the time optimization method. And we can do that by starting a rapport call. Let's get to know each other a little bit more. Let's do a pulse check on where you're at in your health journey. Where do you get to go from today? Who do you get to be? What does life look like for you? Why did you show up to this event? Let's have a one-on-one pulse check, see where you're at, chat about our goals, and figure out how I get to support you in this journey. See if it's the right fit. And if it feels good to you, let's discuss what options we have. I know that you're ready to make a difference in your life because each of you are here today. Each of you are alive and present. You've made the choice to be here, recognizing, acknowledging that there's something in the gap. You haven't been seen, you haven't been heard. And I'm here to stand for you. I'm here to stand for your greatness. I'm here to see you. So I'm going to drop a link in the chat. I will drop it a couple times today. Feel free to book that call with me. Let's get to know each other. And let's see where you get to take your journey. The leaders that you get to become, the life you get to live from here. And I'm excited. I'm excited to embark on that journey with you, to lock arms and tap into a whole new you that's been just waiting inside of you to break through. We have 5 minutes until our next speaker comes on. Feel free to get up, grab a drink, refuel, hydrate, whatever that looks like. Our next speaker will be on in 5 minutes. Stay connected here in Zoom. You don't have to turn your cameras on, but if you stay connected here, as soon as our next speaker comes on and we get started, you'll be right on time for that presentation. So we'll be back in 5 minutes. See you soon.